about to attempt something that might be considered a little weird. I relocated the boat depth finder sensor when I had it out of the water on a pontoon boat. And when I ran the boat the other day, it wasn't working. And I looked back at it and I could see that it was actually out of the water when the boat moved. I think I had raised it a little bit on a little mount that mounts to the pontoon, and I'd done that to get another line up under it, which was a water pump that I was going to try to have usable. But in doing so, when the boat goes through the water, the shape of the pontoon creates a valley. It's like a water valley that the sensor sits in, so that essentially the sensor is not in the water when that happens. So what I need to do is lower that sensor back to where it was. But in order to do that, I need to get to it, and it's on the back of the boat and it's in the water. So what I was thinking I would do is go down there, and it's about 85 degrees, but it's been hot. It was up like 93 yesterday. And what I'm thinking I'll do is go down there and get on the paddle board and paddle around to the back of the boat. And I've got a bunch of my little bits, because I put that on with a couple of self-tapping screws. And I may not be able to use this because if it's underwater, I can't put this underwater. So I've got a ratchet wrench, and I've got a bag of bits, and I've got a 1 gallon plastic bag. And what I'm going to do is put this bag of bits in this bag, capture some air in it, and seal it up so that if this were to fall in the water, it would float. And I'm going to go in there and get on the paddle boat, paddle around behind the boat. The first order will be to find the right bit to fit that, and the second right order will be to cut loose that water pump. And for that, I'm going to need some clippers and a big sharp knife, and remove it, and then put the sensor back where it used to be. So I need to go get me a big sharp cutting knife and a pair of clippers to clip the bands that holds that on. Okay, that was a pretty fair start, but not a great one. I wound up having to put my foot in the water. I'm on the kayak rather than the paddleboard. I thought it'd be easier, but we'll see, because I may need to kind of almost lay down to reach down underwater where this thing is at. So I might get over here and decide that I need that after all. I can see that thing from here, and it is down under the water. So let's this actually is a waterproof camera, and what I want to do is the thing I'm taking off is down there, and it looks like screws, which is going to be the hardest thing to get off, are in that. I can literally put you in the water because, like I said, it's a waterproof camera. So I'm going to just stick So that's what I want to take off. Now, it may be that the easiest thing to do is to literally get in the water. I can see that I'm going to have to turn those screws and their Phillips head, which is going to make it even worse. I'm going to get a good bit of pressure on that. So what I might do is use the boat to hold my tools. I know I'm not going to be able to use the drill. What I might do is use the boat to hold my tools and just swim out here mentioned that it's about 85, but you know, water didn't feel cold when I did actually wind up going in the water in the boat, the kayak. Just trying to come down off the bank in it, and the kayak tipped, and I put a foot over to keep it from flipping over and dumping all my tools. And looks like it's not too bad. I'm gonna take my shirt off. Might as well keep that dry. I got a life jacket on the back if I need it. I need it to help balance myself. I can put that on. I see I don't have my hearing aids, which is important. I need to be getting them wet. So we're just gonna wind up going for a little swim for this project. Bill's coming over later today. We're gonna take this boat out. It's cold when it gets up around your belly. I wanted to get this done before he comes. He's playing golf right now. Yep. I'm going under. Alright. Once you go under, it's a lot easier. Kind of gets you used to it. I do have a little piece of something I can tie this boat over here with, and I may be in a place where I'm just barely able to touch. So probably what I ought to do is tie y'all so you won't float away. I did bring a little cord too right here. What I could do is take this cord through this handle, and then the other end through that hook right there. I'll kind of keep the boat close to where I think I want it to be. And I want to reach it to get my tools, but I don't want it to be right in my That fish bit me. Those little fish, they do. They'll come up, and I think they actually do kind of bite. They go after. If you've got a spot on your body, they'll bite at it like it's a piece of food. It's a little bit unsettling when one of them does that. Alright, this is putting me in a little deepish. So what I'm gonna do first is just cut the cable that holds this here. Cut that loose. I'm gonna need a screwdriver head. Well, I'm probably gonna want to get this thing here out of the way. And then I'll get my this, and I'll get this. I'm gonna have, I put all of my sizes of heads, bits, in this bag. That way, if I'm working on a project, if I just take the whole bag, I should have everything I need. So there's a screwdriver bit, and it goes into that. Really need for that knot to fall out in the water, so I have to put both hands on that. Okay, that one's coming out. So I got one screw right here. So we got one more on the other side. And it acts like that other side is loose too, which is good. Now I'm hoping that these screws fit the other holes that this used to be in, because if they do, I should be able to just lower this thing down with these same screws right back in that hole. Alright, so I got that loose. This is what it looks like. Sensor. Let's find the lower holes here. Well, I'm not finding lower holes. I wonder if it only had. Ow! Stop that! Little boogers keep biting me. I wonder if it only had the worn holes here. It's the only hole I see, and it's the only hole I feel. So I'm just gonna put this back in where it was. Stop biting me, you little rascal. I might have to put my shirt on. The fish keeps biting me. Sometimes you can put your shirt on, you can keep them from doing that. Might be what I have to do here. I wonder if I put this thing on upside down. Maybe it goes like that. It could have been upside down. That would make a difference. Tell you what, I'm gonna grab my shirt and put it on. That little fish that keeps biting me is just making me terribly distracted. Not that it hurts, it's just hard not to be startled when it happens, so. This'll put him off, I do believe. Oh, it's beautiful here. What? Nice work site. So, maybe I'll put that thing back on upside down. And not be why it didn't work, because it looks like I put it, it looks like there's only one hole there, one set of holes. So it could have been that it was like that, and it needs to be like that. Let's try that. Alright, here's one screw. Where'd the other one go? More to go. What? The water feels great. I love being in the water right now, right here. It's fine. Very fine. Well, if this don't fix it, then I don't know if there's anything else I can do unless I take the boat out of the water, which I can do too if I need to. Fish are probably a little mad at me because I put my shirt on and ain't got nothing to gnaw on now. Stick it back in here. Take a piece of this rope and tie it on. I did bring a little knife, I think, with me. Let's see if I got one here. I can take and cut off a piece of this rope and use it to tie that water pump in back in place. That way it won't be out here flopping around. That thing might work if I get it figured out. That's threw the switch and I didn't see any water pumping the other day, but it might need to, it might have something to do with how it's located or where it's located. There's a wire on there and I don't want to unconnect the wire. If it wasn't for that, I'd just throw it up there. But I think I can put a string on it here. Just tie that. I think that'll keep it from making any problem until I can do something else. Alright, we'll call that good. Now, I probably need to go and look on my computer and figure out how to make that depth finder work. The other day I couldn't see the screen. I felt, you know, there's a way to lighten and darken that screen, but I don't remember what it is, so I might need to. Sometimes the online manual is easier to find than the I don't even know if I've got a paper manual for this thing. I probably do, because I bought it new, so I should have one. I think that is called a Lowrance hook, or V-hook or something, Lowrance hook. I'll turn y'all off now. I'll bring you back if there's anything to see in a little bit.